It's time to really perform here. Blackdragons going to be on the CT side with the bigger keeper on the T side.
And early on, it looks like it's going to be B at that bomb, and these CTs are going to be aggressing through to uppers. ID, she's ready to receive them, though. That's Dina going down already, and Goddess. The B side, it's opened up for business, but Younger, she's sucked in here. I don't think they're going to be expecting a third player so early on and so tucked in, especially with Yuli playing distraction. And now Younger can activate. She can swing out. She gets the first, the second, and the third. Incredible start for her. Even closes it with the fourth kill.
Whew. That was so well played. That trigger discipline is just really, really hard to hide. We talked about this earlier in the last game. It's so difficult when you have an opportunity to get that early kill to just hold and just wait and keep going. And eventually she gets the quad kill. Absolutely beautiful play there. And it might be very hard for the T side in that moment also to know, because they're essentially getting attacked in upper dark. They have to make up their minds to keep going. We kind of won that first battle, but should we, it might also be super readable. Maybe we should slow it down. And they managed to, eventually, they just get all slaughtered coming into the B bomb site.
I mean, you don't expect when two CTs are pushed and you've killed both of them, you're at 5v3, you don't expect another one to be tucked in plus one in mid. That's crazy stuff, but Blackdragons read them like a book. And now it's going into the anti-eco. You can see Younger pushed up with the MP9, a couple of MP9s on the board, in fact, so potentially some extra cash to be farmed up.
Always nice, isn't it, if you can make a little bit of money behind it. And on the Akiva side, Glocks all around. They did not get the bomb plant, obviously, so we have to expect they're going to be buying in the third round, which yeah, is pretty common stuff. Nothing too special. Be nice to get a couple of kills in this one, even with the Glocks. But I like the fact that Blackdragons are playing this one very, very defensively. You can actually hear a lot of dinks coming out, but because it's Glocks, it just is not that much damage behind it. So far so good, and only one casualty on the side of Blackdragons. That's pretty acceptable.
I think the Glock dink is the most misleading dink noise. Except for like maybe if you like dink someone through the edge of the box and you're like, oh, they're low, they're low, they're low. And no, you've done 9 HP in one.
Yeah.
But I think DUST2 actually is an interesting one to come out because it was big that picked this map. And that's a bit crazy to me because Blackdragons love it. Like I think in South America in general, DUST2 is a very popular map, particularly amongst the teams that are here. So I think Blackdragons, the fact that they get to start here in the CT, they're probably feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, if your opponent are going to pick into a map that you feel confident in, that's generally something that could set you up very, very nicely. And they're showing it right now. Definitely looking like they know what they're doing, and see if they can survive this third round. AKs are out. Got a little skirmish happening over at long, and we've got the upper dark situation that's happening for bigger keepers. So they're kind of spread out pretty far. No one's really watching middle. So if Blackdragons were feeling super, super confident, maybe they could go take a look. But difficult on DUST2. Nice little boost up, and Tina, she's going to get that first kill, but the return is right there. So still with a minute left, it's now 4-on-4. No, I think a bad look here for the T side.
Yeah, I think they're in a pretty good position because Julie's also been brought low. Nani playing this very close angle with the MP9. She's going to hear these players throwing utility. Obviously, the smoke bin drops, but it's actually on A long and in upper dark. 2 kills go either way. A trade does come back in the way of Goddess, and now Nani can activate. But ID, she's there to receive her. Now it's just Goddess. She knows that all of this utility is being thrown towards the A side. The bomb is going up through short, but I don't know if she's going to be ready for Jenny to be lurking here. And no, Jenny catches her unawares. And Big, they convert a pretty convincing gun round.
Super, super well played. And a lot of patience, again, to give some time for Blackdragons to be aggressive and then actually punish them for that aggression. I think that's really, really important. Jenny definitely, last time we saw, one of the stars of the team. I thought she played really, really well. And obviously, as the desk, we're talking about Sana as well. When you get to the AWP stage of things, it could be really, really fun to see.
Yeah, and DUST2 is a map where the AWP player can like really shine, right? So I'm very excited to watch that Zana duel alongside Younger. But just going to be, well, actually, that was a pistol on that player, but we do have the Force coming up now. Younger actually with the MP9 finding a kill, so doesn't need the big green to do damage. And already the woman advantage towards Blackdragons early on.
3 versus 4, yeah, it's not bad. It does happen, still a minute and 30 seconds practically left, so there is a way for the T side to get back into it. Dina playing down towards the pit with just a FAMAS. She's probably very isolated at this point in time. Now, Nani's going to be starting to show up. Actually, great rotation here from the side of Blackdragons. This is the big weakness, and Big were making their way this way, but now it's not that much of a weakness any longer. They should be in a good position here. Look at the crossfire setup. absolutely great read on the side of Blackdragons. That's so well done.
It looks like Dina was going to get hard cleared there. It was like these edge peaks, but then as soon as it gets to the one little off angle that she's sitting on, she's just not checked. And then obviously the crossfire setting up from long was perfect. And yeah, great stuff on the defense there. The rotates were perfect as well. You know, I think especially because they got control of Upper Duck so early on, they were able to smoke it off. They knew that it was going to force Bigger Keeper to the other side of the map, particularly with such the woman in disadvantage, and they capitalized on it. So great stuff from them. And now Bigger Keeper, they're still going to force into this even without the bomb plant. So Tech 9 from 80, she's just going to charge on in with that one. Not quite able to find too much damage, and in fact taking a little bit of her own, but no lives taken yet.
Still a very, very dangerous round, obviously, even with just the one AK on a map like Dust. You can do so much work with it. So they've dropped the bomb quite far back, all the way in T-spawn. So whatever they accomplish here, they're going to have to sort of find a way to still roll it into something more. Nice headshot from Sana. That is absolutely perfect. And now they're going to run back and pick up the bomb. Oh, this could be very interesting. If they manage to turn this into a victory, that could really slow down Blackdragons all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I think they're kind of playing with the rotations here. You can see they've backed out of long already, just leaving one player there. The bomb, it's going to make its way over to the B site. So they've drawn the attention of Blackdragons out to this long position. Dina, she's ready for something to be contested. The utility being thrown out by Ada. This is going to bait something in, but the swing, Goddess is going to get all the info now, and this is going to cause those rotations to come through. Jenny, she's going to have to activate through here, and at the same time, Heidi, she's going to charge through with that Tech 9. Really on the site, is able to get the trade though, and she's trying to get this belabored duel, but Zana gets the end of her in the end, and now Goddess in the 1v3. These players are a little bit low. She has to clear every single angle. 2 more to find here. She's been smoked off, has a lot of utility in her back pocket. 2 kills already to her name, 2 more to find. Oh, we smoked off, that's unfortunate. Just gonna rest ahead of it. But no, Zana holding it, and in the end, Bigger Keeper secure the round.
Oh, that's tough when the smoke goes down. I mean, if she doesn't push through the smoke like that, she probably will never. Then the window's the only other option, and they're going to know that too. So trying to beat the timing there, I can understand that. That Tech 9 play, running into the bomb site that fast and making the quick right when you get into it, that creates so much space for her teammates behind her to basically take over the bomb site. So the fact that she gets the kill is good, but actually I'd say even without the kill, the problem is if you run into a bomb site like that and you kind of stop right at the lip of the bomb site and you're just kind of trying to play it safe, maybe you'll live for another 3 seconds, but your team now can't get out into the bomb sites. It's really cool to see her do that and create that space. That's what you have to do when you're doing the entry fragging. So yeah, she gets this kill, but I'd say even if she didn't, this is still a good play.
Yeah, and the great part of how that all transpired was it was all just a matter of trigger moments. You saw Ada go down long, like early on, and that was the immediate Jenny activates in mid. They activate out upper B. It was just perfectly executed as a team. And now, going to have another force up, this time from Blackdragons. Back to the MP9, seeing those more than the rifles on the CT side so far. And Nani, she's down to the Desert Eagle, so it's not a great buy across the board, really. The FAMAS, the most expensive weapon for the CTs.
Yeah, this is something that we saw last time they played too, the willingness to force up into these rounds. I'll take that as a sign of confidence. You feel like you can win these rounds even if you're not with the best weaponry. You have to pay a lot for it if it doesn't work out. That's usually the danger. So we'll see. It's impossible to judge beforehand. I mean, but if it doesn't work out the way that they want to, probably they'll give the T side a chance to bounce all the way up to 4 rounds. So that could be a nice swing back for the Bigger Keeper side. They've again dropped the bomb. They're just going out to investigate what's happening. A little bit of a trick being set up here. Deagle up close and a little bit at range. Oh, wow. That is a quick dink.
Yeah, the Deagle play not even needed to activate there. So the trap yet to be sprung, still in place. I do like the Bigger Keeper taking their time here. Just knowing that they might be up against the force buy. I think the MP9 kill there probably confirming it. One thing we did maybe criticize them a little bit about on Nuke was they tended to be a little bit slow on some of the T sides, and that was their detriment. So we're going to see them activating now with 30 seconds left. Goddess with that MP9 closer. Decipher gets 2 kills there. Have to see that on the replay again. I don't even know. They must have lined up. That's incredible. And that's the sight for her.
They either must have lined up or that is one of the fastest spray transfers I've seen in a while. That was so fast. She was mentioned on the desk as well, D7. She did play very well last time, so maybe not that surprising. little bit of a victory, kind of, for Blackdragons if they can keep what they have here. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. It means they can still stay dangerous into the next round, and instead of just having to roll over and play with the USPs, which nobody likes to do.
Jenny, though, she's going to be giving a bit of a look in, seeing if she can find any kills, but I don't think she wants to aggress any further. The money's not really been built up by bigger keeper, and they're only going to be equalizing now. As I say that, maybe she's going to aggress further, but the crosshair is trained on her position, and I think that warning shot is definitely going to spook her. The FAMAS now being given a shot at finding a kill, and Younger is able to find it in the end, but I don't think ID's too fussed about losing the FAMAS. I don't know about you, Anders, but not the best weapon.
I think I'd definitely take a scout or a FAMAS almost every single time. Oh, it's so quick.
That's insane.
That's anxious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not a FAMAS player. I really can't make it work, so I freely admit it. I'm just gonna stay away from that. Galil, maybe, yeah, I can make that work, but not the FAMAS. Wow, this is a nice early comeback for the side of Big. They're gonna be in a pretty good position right here, and I don't know if the save rifles here on the side of Blackdragons will be quite enough. A little bit of a tech timeout potentially. Looks like the admins are on it, so it's a good job.
I like that her mouse matches her hair, the pink on pink.
That is a level of color coordination that I will never achieve. I think the nice way to put it is probably like, fashionably fashion challenged, I guess is like the way to say. So, but that is, you know what? If whatever it takes to have an edge, just whatever it takes.
You're not going to have the RGB tie suit.
That if they maybe I could be on board with that. I am actually hugely in favor of the RPG. I'm willing to put that almost everywhere. I don't think I can get enough of it. So, now they have the mouse pads that have the RPG lining.
You can synchronize it all as well, so you got like a whole vibe going on.
It's great. It's a way to sort of stay, a little bit like you're still like a teenager. I think that's good. I'm sticking to it. I'm not giving it up. I still wish that it was acceptable for adults to have shoes with lights in, because kids are allowed to have that. But why can't we?
Not just the lights. I think what I really want us to bring back for adults is like the rolly shoes. You get like little like almost like a roller skate that's in the back of the shoe. Sometimes I see kids in like the shops and they're like doing it. And I'm like, I wish that was me.
I know, because and you can walk in them normally, but then you can just slide along. Yeah, I know. We've messed up on that. We've given the kids some of the really cool stuff and should have kept it to ourselves. Yeah, hopefully not too much of a break here, but it's also fun to see, I guess, in the modern day Counter-Strike how many people are now playing with, just with the wireless mice, whereas before that was people were heavily against it, maybe even almost like religiously against it. But now it's become so popular. So
yeah, I mean it makes sense, right? Like it's easier to carry around. It makes it a little bit lighter in some cases, and you can't get it stuck. I don't know how many times I've died because the cable is caught on the edge of your desk or something. So why be free of it? Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I think that freedom to us is super, super important, at least to me. But a lot of the players are starting to get warmed up into this game, you could tell.
And we are back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Blackdragons versus Big a Keeper. It's going to be a fast one out towards long early on, and there's no one here to receive them. So this is the first time, really, we've seen them take this long control. It's not against a full buy, but potentially could signal a change in strategy.
Yes, I mean, probably just they had to spawn for it, and I'm always they're actually going to go back. I always wonder about this so much. Once you take long control, they are going to leave one player down long. Ada going to be stuck around there, which is also really cool because very likely the CT side will want to go check eventually, and that could be an easy way to get a stray kill as they go back for a little bit of information. Going to be setting up the one smoke. She's keeping a lot of people over here, so it's kind of working out right now.
One has rotated though, Dina with the MP9 and armor. Julie, if she can find a 1 dig and potentially even more, that would be huge. But if she gets a single kill here, I think that does a lot. That's already damaged, just needs to find the connecting shot. She manages to do it onto Ida, but she is burned out. And now Dina, she can activate. She swings through. Meanwhile, Nani's actually found a kill. Oh, the swap to the AK. She wanted the upgrade, but it might have been the play that makes this a little bit out of hand. But there's the second through behind. Oh no, Goddess finds Zana. Jenny does find the trade now, the 1v2. She is able to close it out.
What a huge play at the end for Jenny, kind of saving the team. I've got to say, there's so much happening. I'm pretty sure that over at long, Ada, I think, threw 2 smokes. I think they dropped one for her. So that allows her to pretend like she's doing the double smoke, and obviously, and then she Molotovs the car. All of that was happening. But then at the back of the plateau, we had the Deagle slowing it down, and that's almost what won it back. So I think actually, strategically, a really cool round for Bigger Keeper. The idea of faking that double smoke, definitely very, very nice to see. And if they hadn't been slowed by the Deagle, they probably win that round almost instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we can see the AWP coming out from Zana. We've been looking forward to this AWP, seeing what she's been able to do previously with it. I'm excited to see where she takes the big... Well, it's not really green. It's big, white, pink, purple, neo-noir. It's very pretty skin.
There's a lot going on there.
It's a lot of colours. It's very cyberpunky. Do you have a favourite AWP skin?
What's is it the hexagon one? I kind of like, and obviously Lightning Strike, I feel like it's just a bit of a classic, but yeah, probably one of those two, I would say.
All right, good choices, good choices.
Very minimalistic in a way.
Yeah, well, D7, minimizing the amount of enemies as she finds a kill there. Nani is also reduced earlier from a tag from Zana, so in a good position here, Bigger Keeper. That clock's slowly ticking down. The bomb was top mid with Zana, and she's found Goddess. So that's another huge input frag from her. That AWP finally getting a chance to chime in. Younger, she's the one we need to look for Blackdragons to hold on to this round. The sole defender here on the A site. Friend in short, but Younger's the one that has to hold this off. She drops the Molotov, going to be jumping up onto the ledge here. There's a gap in the smoke that she can exploit. The flash, it does catch her, but not before she can line up the shots. And Jenny R backing into her fire. The smoke does eventually come through. And D7 has got up onto the side here. I think she spotted the back. Ooh, doesn't quite do it. That's one of those misleading digs through the edge of the wall. Not able to connect the kill. Firing off all these shots. But it's not enough for the damage. The bomb does go down, and the HP, it is there for Bigger Keeper.
Nice find from Younger. That's really important. Taking an 80, and now 2 versus 3. Bomb is only a little bit ticked. D7 on her own, and she's going to get sprayed down. It's Julie instead. Really good stuff. Good double right there. And that defensive Molotov on the ramp did so much. It slowed them down. So good retake coming up from Blackdragons, and obviously a must-win round. I think they would have had to V-code right afterwards if they lost this run. So nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, Younger, who we're seeing here, it was all on her. She just manages to throw all that defensive utility and then just moves around, exploiting that gap in the smoke to find 2 and even the 3rd there. So great stuff on the defense. She was pretty much the sole one there until her teammates arrived. That's exactly what you want out of your anchor players. Now, quite rightly, Bigger Keeper, they're going to be reduced to the deco. Just Deagles and Tech 9 coming out for them.
Yeah, even with the bomb plant, just not quite enough to put together a buy. Have a couple of needs to maybe make a play with. Could be interesting. I mean, one good flashbang could go a long way. I'm hearing the crowd in the background. They're excited. Really, really close game to start off with here. Again, tied up at 4-4 now. But this should be Blackdragon's chance to not just win the round, but hopefully recover a little bit more of the economy, which is still looking super shaky. I think, what is it, like 2,000 on Nani? That's about the most.
Yeah, I think that comes first with all those force buy rounds that just came back and forth. No one really able to get a foothold into this game so far. The Blackdragons, as you've rightly said, looking to do it this round. Very slow one here from Bigger Keeper. It seems to be part of their playbook. It's just waiting out that utility, seeing if they can exploit any openings that they can find. Short is where they've taken the bomb at the moment. There's a player looking out long. Younger, once again, the one to receive them. She might spot them here as she jiggles back and forth. They're looking for the angle. Ida's going to find Dina, meanwhile, in long. And now Younger, she drops the bomb. She knows that a player's coming through long, and Ida, she chimes in. Everything is on her, finding that opening on long and then exploiting it. That's fantastic stuff from her, and that's going to allow this bomb to go down.
Oh no, Blackdragons, this is supposed to be the easy round where you can start to build a little bit of an economy. Now you have to think about if you might end up losing the round. All it takes is one accident here and it's all going to go horribly wrong. They're going to try and see if they can basically push out of CT spawn with 3 people all at once. It's got us to go down. Ada's still alive. Oh, only for a second. Is again, Julie coming through with a really good double and actually a triple in total in the round. That'll get the job done.
Julie, that last kill was everything. Ada was pushing through the smoke. I don't think that's the expected angle. You expect her to kind of be playing around that smoke and looking to sort of play those cheeky angles towards card, but she just pushes straight through it. And Julie's holding for it, flicks down onto her. So a great retake. That's been one of the strong points we've noticed already in Blackdragons, is their retakes have been really solid when they've been able to sort of be in the position with the guns to pull it off.
And I think Bigger Keeper, in a way, also justified showing that the time that they spent waiting did actually pay off, because Blackdragons, and this is something that we talked about yesterday already, they are a little bit of an aggressive team. They are true to that Brazilian kind of Counter-Strike, so if you give them a good while, maybe they will get a little bit impatient and they'll go looking. That's how they got the M4 out on long. That's how they almost turned that round into a bit of a win. So a good understanding, I think, as well from Bigger Keeper in terms of sort of reading their opponents and getting ready for what was coming. So nice boost. This could get interesting, surely.
Yeah, I love this. Even like that utility is going to tell her the boost is the right play, but that smoke can block any vision. Finally got the AWP v AWP duel potentially going to be playing out here. Youngher with one of her own. She's had a chance to warm up with the M4 we saw earlier, and there we go, Zana. She's going to win the first AWP duel against Youngher, finding that opening kill, the playmaker of this Big Keeper squad. That's going to force a bit of a rotation around. That bomb's still sitting in towards long doors here. Dina looking for any sort of info she can get, and actually, I think maybe going to be rotating off to B.
Oh, and they left a player boosted in the corner. I think it's Ada who's up there. Surely nobody checks that. If they get called in and they decide to rotate through T-spawn or mid from long, Ada should be able to get at least the one kill, and that will be devastating. Ooh, she's thinking about it. She wants to go take a look. Now the flashes go into the B bomb site, but Lucy, this could be a huge play. They might never get the backup they need if they actually go the wrong way.
Yeah, Julie, she's dropped this defensive smoke already, just premeditating this. Like, oh, and the smoke coming through from a teammate. They're going to have to commit to this. There's only 25 seconds left. They have to just barrel through this smoke, and Julie, she's ready to receive them. The spray onto 2 is perfect. Does so much damage as well, and now has an opportunity, but she's actually taken down now. Nani left in the 1v2. She's rotating in all the way from T-spawn as well. They might not be ready for her to come from this way. You can see utility has been thrown out towards mid doors. They're backed up into some defensive positions. Not quite holding this yet. D7's got a bit of a slight angle here, so it is a good position if she does come out through here. I think maybe they are considering it. ID is fully exposed as Nani swings out here, so it's going to make this 1v1 possible. Nani already found 2 in the round, has 1 more to find in D7, and she swings out, clears the angle perfectly.
Ooh, but does she have the kit? She's trying to find. She picked up the kit just only now. Oh, it's so close. The kick was at the back of the site. Oh, is she going to have it? She just barely does. Oh, man. A triple kill. A 1 versus 2 clutch. And just, if that defuse kit is even 5 centimeters further away, she's never going to make that round.
The crowd goes wild. All the fans in the audience loving that clutch from Nani. She is one of the solid best players from this Blackdragons roster. We watched her all throughout the Impact League, putting up multi-kill after multi-kill. You can see why. Fantastic clutch from her. And they call a timeout immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good call, just to get all of the adrenaline down a little bit, because that is such a stressful round in general. But what a win. That probably will be maybe one of these rounds that Bigger Keeper will look back on and think, wow, we probably had that round. We probably could have won it. And you don't probably spend too much time analyzing in the middle of the game, but it still stings a little bit. 6-4 in favor of Blackdragons now.
Yeah, I think the difficulty with that round is like ID was exposed from 2 positions. It was only window that was really going to be what that defensive hold was going to hold against. So just something to think about if they end up in a similar position in the future. But now it's going to be, once again, the Deagles coming out. That lost bonus, allowing a little bit into this round. We're seeing what these Deagles can do on both these rosters. Ooh, that is a meaty grenade. ID, she's going to have her head ringing off the back of that one.
Yeah, I think, and it was even her teammate that peeked her, almost baited the grenade to land on her. So unfortunate, but that happens. Nicely done. Youngher definitely has, we saw this yesterday on Nuke, how quick she can be with the AWP, so not to be underestimated. 5 versus 3 now, and maybe a chance for Blackdragons to get the round that they wanted a couple of rounds ago, where they actually could build the economy and feel a little bit more safe.
Definitely in a better position to do it this time with Zana and ID. Well, Zana brought out of the server. ID and Jenny only ones left here. Need to hit some fantastic 1-digs if they want to do it. And with Nani taking down Jenny, it's just Heidi left. 24 HP to her name. Potentially just going to look to do some damage if she can. Find a 1-dig or 2. Keep that economy honest, because as mentioned, Blackdragons not particularly wealthy currently. So any kills she can find. Oh, it looked like it was going to hit, but it did not. But now they know exactly where she is, and they are ready to receive her. Now a 3-round lead. Blackdragons, they're starting to widen that gap.
Yeah, slowly but surely. A lot of struggles in the beginning, but especially getting a flawless round like that, absolutely important. And it's kind of a team effort. Younger is a little bit further ahead. She's got 13-5 right now, but the rest of the squad is kind of right there behind her. So it's not actually, it's not such a big deal. And the same is true for Big, even though the kills overall are maybe a little bit lower. But it's nice to see that no one's completely sort of dropped out of it. It's one of the worst feelings if you're on a team and you feel like, I'm not having an impact. Ooh, it's Sana. She was actually flashed and she still gets the kill on Nani. I'm excited to see if we can get that replay, because that's a good way to get started. Opening kill on that AWP.
Yeah, I think that was the long timing kill, just holding the angle, and they peek straight off the flash. Always got to be ready for that one if you're peeking into an AWPer. They're generally going to throw that shot off immediately after they're flashed. And that's one of the things about Bigger Keeper is I think of all the teams here, they're one of the ones that I think plays as a unit, you know, that, well, I mean, they all try to, but I think Bigger Keeper, there's like this real like family vibe about them. We get that from the interviews, you know, they talk about the passion, about the love for each other, and, you know, you can see that in the server. And it's lovely to see. I love the little interviews we get from Bigger Keeper, because I think they are the cutest. It really warms my heart.
I think it shows in the server the way that I think they are playing. You can very, very clearly see that they're following some very specific strategies, and that takes a lot of time and dedication to put together. It's very, very hard to do. I mean, you've spent so much time outside of playing the actual game to drill all of this down, so you can see that right now. Julie holding it a little bit of an off angle inside of the bomb site, but she does have a teammate with her. Goddess showing up. Great entry for D7, and Julie, oh, what a spray transfer. She actually does get the double, and it might still not be enough to hold on to the round, because down in the middle, Jenny is waiting for the rotation.
Yeah, this is the perfect setup. This will be, if Blackdragons even go for this, it'll be incredibly difficult. Very hard to retake that B bomb site, and especially when you've got this Lurk and Jenny holding mid, and yeah, they're just going to back off. And you know what? That's even with the virtue of Julie getting that double kill on the defense. You know, she's been so solid on these B site holds. It feels like almost every time that Bigger Keeper go for the B site, she's able to get at least 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way that she's playing it, and if not for her, that maybe again, they just get completely wiped out. But it keeps the economy low on the T side. And Younger gets to save the AWP, which is never a bad thing. And now they're so excited about that previous flawless round that they had, because that's what's going to allow them to really buy in this round. Otherwise, they could be forced to save right now. So they're going to stay competitive here, 7-5.
Keeping it very close. The Blackdragons going to throw out that timeout. The money, as mentioned, a bit all over the place, so it is going to be a little hodgepodge. Should be able to get most of the weapons they need, particularly with Younger being able to drop that M4 across. But even on the Big Keeper side, only 2 players surviving there. The loss bonus not fully built up. They might also have some weaker weaponry.
Yeah, everyone's struggling at the moment, so this upcoming round could be absolutely pivotal. Tactical timeout being called from Blackdragons to keep the focus and talk everything over. Super, super important. It's something that a lot of teams will forget to use at the right time, or sort of end up using it a little bit desperately at the end of a match. But if you can keep everything on tracks, you know, throughout the game, that's going to be really, really important. So let's see if they can here.
All right, Younger, what do you got for us? Going for an aggressive peek into lower dark with the AWP. I don't think this has been spotted virtue of all that utility. She's got full control here. Now they can maybe put a bit more focus elsewhere on the map. Also got a secondary player in Goddess down towards bottom mid. So really taking control here. Progressing with that AWP and finds D7. That's a huge kill early on. And meanwhile, Dina found Ida on the other side of the map. So that's great stuff. Ida, now she's going to be charging out. Dina looking at her to do everything here on long. Going to be flashed back, has to fall back. She's the only defender here at the moment, but her teammates are slowly rotating over.
Devastating loss in the beginning. If you're D7, you feel like you're so far back on the map, you're probably not expecting it. Sana actually did get the tag on Goddess right through the mid door, so again, very, very quick, but they're in a lot of trouble in this round, Lucy. It's 3 versus 5. They need to find something, and we've got under a minute on the clock. And look who's pushing up. Julie, she's in T-spawn. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess virtue of finding that kill onto D7, they know that there's free real estate here that they can come and take. Here's now a bit of an opening if they decide to go through lower dark and loop back to B. There'd be a free site for them. You can see on the minimap, do have one of the teammates taking a look in there. With Younger chiming in with that AWP, they might be a little inclined not to go for this A site take. Bomb is still sitting there on ID. She's been naded off. With 20 seconds left, potentially they're just going to try and hold on to these rifles.
Yeah, that might even be the best choice here. If Blackdragons decide to go for it, maybe you could punish them a little bit, but you're probably not going to be able to do too much with the last 15, 20 seconds or whatever it was. Ooh, and Julie, she's been hunting the whole time. That's tough. That's a lot of rifles lost, and a flawless round again here for Blackdragons. So they're really pulling ahead right now. This is starting to look good. And again, with the timeouts, very patient play. They look so structured on the Brazilian side.
Yeah, Julie did the tour de DUST2 then, went all the way from B site through to T spawn and then down to mid to short. Don't really see that on the CT side too often. Punishes Big a keeper, only saving that one rifle across. So it's going to be the hero rifle in the hands of Jenny. Definitely has the potential to pop off with this one. Big keeper, they're going to be playing for the next round with these Glocks, unless Jenny can pull off some sort of magic.
Pretty good tag onto 80. Yeah, Deagle, maybe an AK. They need a really strong opening to try and get back into the swing of things here. Dina actually could be caught off guard by that boost. It could be very tricky to try and see what's happening there. Nani on the other side of the mid doors, not getting a target just yet. A little bit of noise being made. Good handling of that one on Dina, and she's ready. A lot of damage onto Jenny Ara on the other side already. This is looking so good once again for Blackdragons. I think they have this round very well controlled.
Yeah, I think Adina knows if she can find this kill, that's the one rifle, and she does find it. So now it's just these 2 Glocks, and Bigger Keeper going to be denied a 6. So at the very least, Blackdragons are going to get 9 rounds here. I mean, that's a fantastic start to the CT side. Potentially could get 10. And going into the T side, I mean, based on what we saw from them on Nuke, you know, what we know from this team, the sort of aggression that they're sort of known for, you know, that T side could get very, very scary.
Yeah, I think getting 8 or 9 or even 10 rounds is super impressive. That's a fantastic baseline to work from. And I mean, apart from Youngher pushing into lower dark and ultimately into upper dark and getting the kill on D7, I feel like her opening has been much less aggressive and maybe even less explosive than some of the flicks that we've seen out of Sana, but the impact of the game is super huge. 16-5 right now. She's absolutely taken over the game in sort of a slightly subtle way, which can be very, very hard to deal with. Just it's hard to stop an AWP player that's playing defensively but getting consistent kills. So
yeah, we talk about different AWPing styles, and I think that's, yeah, certainly one of the toughest to play against is those AWPers that just don't go for those peaks, and you've got to root them out, and you know that they could be around any corner holding it. And I think that becomes particularly dangerous when that AWP player is then surrounded by 4 riflers that are happy to go for those aggressive peaks, happy to take those early fights, because you know that engagement's going to be coming, and it's kind of like an ideal setup. I mean, it's something we see in quite a few pro teams these days at kind of the tier 1 level.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think she is a big reason why Big Keeper at the moment are struggling a little bit. They've got D7 probably with that long spawn, so she just runs for it to try and see if she can catch anyone at the corner. But again, they're also putting pressure on upper dark on the Blackdragons side. They're pushing in from the B bomb side to check this out. Love to see it.
I really like the way they're just taking control across the map. They know that Bigger Keeper have enjoyed taking long, and they're just giving it up. You know, you can see the aggression towards short and to lower dark. They've pretty much taken half the map early on. Now, Bigger Keeper, you know, you've taken long, but they've fully read you. They know you're there.
They've been pushed out there now. I mean, Jenny, who was otherwise holding outside of upper dark, she's now started to make her way out to long with the rest of the team. It feels like at this point, you almost just have to commit to the long push, which can still work pretty well. They have all the smokes for the double cross, some Molotovs. It can still play out, but it's going to be fairly obvious what's happening.
Yeah, and look how quick the lurk is coming through from Dina as well. Jenny is holding for it. So Jenny, this is a very critical kill to find, and she does secure it onto Dina. And now we're looking at these A-site holders. We're looking at Younger with this AWP. We've mentioned that she's this turret that they can't get past. Let's see if she can make it work here on the A-site, playing behind this Molotov. That's going to be the bomb dropped. It's falling into the middle of the site. They're going to have to try and retrieve that, but they have to get past the AWP. And Younger, she is hitting the shots. D7 removed from the equation, throws out the flashbang, going for another shot. Jenny has activated on that luck, but the clock, it's ticking down. 15 seconds left. Nani is here as well. That bomb, it has to be recovered. Sun has managed to get her hands on it, has planted it, so they know exactly where she's playing. Younger, she's kind of stuck in here, in towards Gandalf here. Nani, it's on her. She has to find the opening to set Younger up. The Molotov's going to force her out. That's fantastic utility. And now Nani, we've seen her pull up a clutch before. Let's see if she can do it again. Already 2 kills to her name. Has to find the 3rd to close this out. Throws the smoke. Jenny going for the jump spot. The defuse, it's just being stuck. Nani has done it. It's a 10-5 half.
Absolutely amazing play at the end, and Younger all the way through, even just staying alive throughout the first Molotov. Such an amazing play right there. 10-5 in the first half. Well done, Black Dragons. We'll see if they can continue in the second half. It is coming right up when it comes to the CT side themselves. That still happens, so USPs all across the board, obviously very dangerous in pistol rounds. And wow, they're pushing the middle, Lucy. They're not going to slow down.
Yeah, Zana just holding W. Spotted that player sneaking through that. The bomb's actually over towards B, though. It's out in backyard there. So Zana, she's going to go on this little flank here. All of this utility being thrown out towards long, but it's very misleading, Zana. She has a teammate with her. Oh, the trigger discipline. She's going to slowly walk up. Going to get all these kills for free, but it's going to feel like it's for... Wow, D7. Oh. What a flick. That was disgusting. And so they are able to pick off all 3 of these players, but now the bomb, the fake, it's definitely been sold. It's going to be.
That was so lightning fast. We need the replay. Nani and Dina, 2 versus 5. I mean, in a way, they did bait them into thinking it was going to be an A attack, but the problem is Bigger Keeper got every single kill. Jenny will close it out. Well, man, that first shot from D7, it was so fast, I'm not even sure I really understand. I thought it might have been somebody else almost.
Yeah, I forget. Look at this. Ready? What a flick. That is insane. That's going to be one of the best one-taps I have ever seen. Even gets the follow-up there. Incredible stuff from Bigger Keeper. And yeah, you can see kind of the strategy the Black Dragons were going for, but completely countered by that aggression towards top mid early on.
That is so satisfying to see. Usually we talk about the Deagle one-taps. They are good, but this one was something special. 10-6. Much needed round for the Bigger Keeper side.
And it's going to be a force-up from Black Dragons. No bomb plant and no kills either, but it's just going to be the Tech Knight's armor and a bit of utility charging through short. Dink Deli on here is Younger, and now Zana with this MP9, a chance to farm up the cash. Ada as well in tow. That bomb, they're going to try and plant this, but it's just going to get spammed down by the MP9s. Even the nade being thrown out there doesn't quite hit its mark, but she's just going to charge through. They're all going to get mowed down, and that's some free money to these MP9s.
I mean, that's the name of the game in that round. Try to get that bomb down, see if you get a little bit of extra cash to work with. They just ultimately could not. But I appreciate the attempt anyway. It's 10-7, and yeah, some big steps in the right direction right now for Big Keeper. In terms of performance on that side, Jenny, 11 kills, and Ada up there at 13. So again, the whole squad is kind of showing up. They got a couple of players that are leading the charge a little bit. And unfortunately for Black Dragons, they will have to save another round here, just with the Glocks. P215 play as well, but not going to be super impressive.
I think what is impressive is that both these squads, it's not just, you know, 1 or 2 individuals. I think we've kind of already touched on this, but like every single player on the server is fragging, is popping off, and it's such a great team effort. You can see why these 2 teams have made it to this stage, why they are here fighting for a spot in the finals. Remains to see who will do it. Black Dragons, they came out ahead in the best of 1. Bigger Keeper now looking to turn the tables. Very slow round here from Black Dragons, just looking to use up some time, get all that utility wasted, try and make it hurt the economy as much as they can.
Yeah, and you know, again, just like Big themselves were kind of doing on the T side, maybe give a chance for the enemy team to make a mistake and start to push a little bit early. Nice smoke up. They're trying to see if they can execute some sort of a B-split here. Sana gets 2 for the smoke, and it's a little bit of chaos inside, and it results in 2 casualties. They might get a bomb plant. Oh, Nanny is waiting in the middle, and it's 2 huge headshots, and she closes out the round. What an amazing play. I need the replays from those Deagle shots. They were so quick.
The crowd goes wild at those. Nani, what a machine on land. We've seen her clutch it out, and now we've seen it one dig her enemies into the grave. Fantastic stuff from her, and Blackdragons steal that one away. Just perfect timings on the entries to the B side. They split it, and they absolutely demolish Bigger Keeper, and now the economy, it's been reset. Bigger Keeper, they've been forced to go just into this pistol buy. They're going to be trying to take a bit of control here towards upper duck. Jenny getting her feet singed. She's forced down into lowest. And they're just happy to sit back here. They know that Bigger Keeper's money can't be in a fantastic position. Sana again going for this aggression towards upper mid. But given this real estate quite a bit so far. Obviously on this round it's just the USP, so maybe not the potential to have so much of an impact, but something to keep an eye on later. Going to be entering onto the A site now with the bomb. That flank's going to come through, and Zana is good for the kill on Younger, but that bomb is going to go down, and those guns, they cannot be retrieved.
No, it's a pretty good job with the USP, all things considered. And you're right, that's an interesting thing to really think about. If they feel like they have that top mid, if they can be snuck into top mid early in the round, especially with rifles, you could do a lot of damage from there. So hopefully someone is taking notes on that side. It's one of the things that's sometimes very hard in the middle of a game to remember what are the options, where are the openings. Nicely finished here for Blackdragons. In spite of getting flanked out on long, they kind of kept their cool anyway. So 12-7. And it's a 5-round gap that's opening up here. This could be a tough position. Here's the replay from earlier. Wow. That is so well done.
No armor either, so even when she gets up that M4, just able to perfectly pinpoint the head. Fantastic lightning fast accuracy. The aimers in this server are nuts. We've seen it from both sides, just the capabilities of some of these players. I'm excited now though, Zana, she's got that AWP out on the CT side. Really interested to see where she takes that, the sort of aggressive pick she goes for. She is known for that sort of aggressive style, and she could be the difference maker here for Bigger Keeper. 5 rounds the deficit. Gonna need something special to stage the comeback here.
4 people heading their way out long. Still a little bit of pressure being put on the B side. They're also throwing some grenades down the middle, so they're sort of trying to sell the idea that there might be another B split, which makes a lot of sense because that worked previously when they just had pistols. So Bigger Keeper might also be slightly more paranoid about having to defend a B split, whereas in fact we can tell it's going to be more centered towards long at the moment. And Dina is down towards upper and lower dark, so if they can win this long fight and go for the bomb plant, then Dina's position is going to be huge all of a sudden.
Yeah, that smoke's going to make this a little difficult as well. Just the spam coming through. Ada, she just drops it and then just holds the line, but now they're going to swing out. Jenny R chimes in for a kill on the trade. The smokes, they come through towards CT, but Jenny R, she's just playing such a disruptive force. Ida even dropping this defensive smoke so that she can play around the back towards Gandalf. Goddess, it's going to have to be the contact play. A single smoke left, 25 seconds on the clock. Younger looking for anything with that AWP in the meantime. Slowing it down, the smokes are fading. Heidi, she's been forced out. Knows that AWP is watching her line. Now she's stuck out here on short, but Zana, that smoke fading. Now she's activated. That bomb, it's been dropped, and they're just going to run at Younger. She just wants to get away with this AWP, wants to hold on to it. And in the end, a fantastic defense from Bigger Keeper.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that because once those smokes go down for the cross, it can be really, really scary. But they managed to actually put a stop to it almost before they even made their way past. Well done in the end. Jenny here, huge couple of kills for her. And I think also Blackdragons, I mean, in that 2 versus 4, they're really hoping that there is a mistake on the CT side, that somebody goes to look long, and then they can turn it into a 2-on-3, and they can keep rolling, but no mistakes given up at all there. A lot of discipline on the side of Bigger Keeper to make sure that they don't give up those advantages, which is so important. You're not going to get many rounds like that where you have that 2 versus 4 advantage, so you really never want to give them away because, again, next time it's probably going to be even more difficult.
What we might get here is an AWP duel though. Zana holding the line, and Younger, she's all the way at top mid holding it as well. So if one of these AWPers walks into the other's crosshair, we might see that hinge smoke coming down before. Oh no, it's going to go for the contact play, and Zana, she is so fast, even gets the collateral damage onto Nani. She's been put on alert. She's going to regress as well, firing off these warning shots, keeping them on notice. Younger just slowly creeping out here towards short. She doesn't seem too afraid. Zana, she's just going to hold this line.
It's bought a lot of time off the clock right now for Blackdragons. We're down at 50 seconds, and they're still not sure. Very centered on the map, so it could just be some sort of a B or all-out middle even. That's what it looks like. They're going to go for a swing in from Jenny R, but she goes down. Molotov, it doesn't go into the smoke, so that'll slow them down even further. But alone on the other side, it's D7. She's going to need some backup real soon.
It's all on D7 here. They're about to flow in above window for her, but she gets the double kill onto 2. Dina was brought low in the process, so it's now a triple for D7. Younger, she's just got the AWP all the way towards B holes, and she's able to find D7, but she's brought down low. The bomb is dropped, and there is no time left, Anders.
Oh, what a defense being put up. We saw her earlier with the flick in the pistol round, and that should have been a warning. That kind of a triple right there. She was really alone. No one could have really got to her in time, so if she just dies or gets traded, they probably get the bomb plant, and now suddenly the retake. I mean, we all know how difficult that B retake could be. That is so well done.
Yeah, D7 really stepping up there where it can. I mean, it's such a hard angle to clear. You can see Julie, she was just going to jump across, try and draw that fire so the secondary player could try and win the aim duel. But D7 just hits every single shot. She holds the B site all by herself, and that's exactly what you want out of your anchor players. You know, they need to have that multi-kill potential, and I mean, 2 would have been enough, but she finds 3.
Yes, that's a job well done. This is a little bit of a struggle. You could see that bigger keeper are starting to feel much more confident in this second half. They started to step it up. You mentioned earlier Sana with the AWP on the CT side, and it's having a really nice impact on the game. So I don't know. Blackdragons, they're going to maybe have to roll out the playbook a little bit more to try and see if they can finish this out. They're just 4 rounds away, but their money is starting to run out. Could be a little bit of a struggle.
Ooh, aggressive peek here. D7 brought low early on. There's a Mach 10 in the hands of Goddess, so I wonder if they're going to set her up for something aggressive somewhere on the map here. That smoke going to slow down any such antics at the moment. Like that Mach 10's actually out towards long. Maybe not the place where the Mach 10 can really have the most impact.
Yeah, certainly not for me. I feel like there are players that sometimes get those long-range dinks, but not something I'd want to try either. They might be almost replaying the previous round. They still got Dina up in upper dark and the rest of the team going long. That's what they tried to do earlier, and maybe they just feel like we never really got a chance to do it. Now's maybe the opportunity. Although Dina has one of the 2 smokes that they would normally need for long, which she's going to join them. All right, that makes sense. Given the smokes, given the utility, they probably want both the smokes out here.
Yeah, and it's a good timing if they decide to commit to this now. There's 3 players for the CTs over on the B side of the map. So if Ada, it's all on her really to pull off something here on the defense. Gonna drop that smoke again, and it's perfect. She gets another kill, the exact same play, and it pans out perfectly, even throwing the incendiary to slow anything down. And Blackdragons, they're forced to pull the plug. They're backing out of there with the bomb.
Yeah, and there's so little time left. I don't even know if they can do anything from here on out. They might almost be better off saving right now. 17 seconds, trying to make their way around the corner, but D7 shooting them in the back from down on lower dark. And they are so low on health here. 99 seconds, and the nade will catch her. That's a very nice bounce. And it's another round for bigger keeper. Things are really starting to look up.
Yeah, they're looking really solid here on the CT side. Really great responses to these execute attempts from Blackdragons. I can't believe that Ada gets around with that exact same play twice in a row. Just as soon as the utility starts to come in, she drops that smoke and just finds a player through it. And that just causes them to be afraid. They don't know how to aggress around this smoke. And it's so lovely to see all the audience out there in Dallas. Give us a wave, give us a clap, give us a cheer.
They're so excited. Yeah, there we go. But you're right, that counter smoke that comes out is absolutely massive for them. It's worked a couple of times already, and it looks like Blackdragons don't exactly know how to play around it, so definitely a bit tough. Oh man, 12-10. It started off a close game, and it kind of feels like it might end up that way too.
Yeah, especially with Blackdragons here on this very light buy. Just the upgraded pistols, not really any armor either. So Bigger Keeper definitely in the driver's seat here. Aggression here, the Desert Eagle, no armor, rush towards mid. We'll see if it pans out. Jenny on the defense here in the perfect position to deal with it. That bomb also dropped out. A nade landing at Goddess's feet has brought her extremely low as well. And it should just be a matter of time for these players to get cleaned up. D7 finding Young Her, and now they're going to swing out into these remaining players in mid, keeping it clean and simple.
Nicely done. And again, look at the consistency across the board for the Bigger Keeper side. Top fragging, Jenny, Ada, but you know, not that far away. 80 at 10. This is six kill difference, almost nothing at this point. So, yeah, and getting a flawless round like that, they are going to be loving it. Adding a lot of cash. That almost 8,000 or 9,000 to 80. That's a lot to work with.
Yeah, that's huge, especially when you've got players like Zana having quite a bit of impact with that AWP. Want to make sure that she can get her hands on that. Oh, I like this utility being dropped up onto short. Prevent anyone from making their way in there early on. But early on, it's going to be long control taken from Blackdragons. Normally they've announced their presence here with some flashbangs. They are going to do it now. Ada, will she go for that smoke play once again? Has it in her hand. There we go, lines it up. And is she going to pop out here and try and spam for it? There's actually no one there. I think they've learnt their lesson.
Yeah, they're staying away from it. Younger down in the pit. But the rest of the team is going to be joining her, so we'll see. No targets presenting themselves, but look who's checking upper dark. D7 is all the way out there. They're going to know everything, Lucy. They're going to have such a good read on what's coming next.
I love this from Bigger Keeper. They've been consistently doing this, going for these info plays. They have the full awareness, and now Ada, she's going to go for that spam. It doesn't connect with anything, and she actually runs out of bullets. That sound cue, it's going to allow Julie to swing out. Zana playing close combat here with the AWP. She's the one they need to look to. That smoke, I think it was disrupted maybe by some of the counter utility. There's a gap here to play through. Zana looking for any head she can find, but it's Jenny actually that's doing the damage. Julie down already. The 4v4. Dina going to chime in with a trade onto Heidi. And now D7. She's here holding short. That bomb hasn't gone down yet. Still an opportunity for it, but Goddess is going to activate. It's kill v kill happening in every single direction. Zana going for the aggression. The counter-frag coming through. Younger, now it's just Zana in the 1v2. Knows that they're both there, but can't hit the shot. Younger with the AWP gets 2 and gets 13 for Blackdragons.
That is such a close round, that 2v2 at the end. And the fact that they delayed the bomb plant for such a long time, I mean, in the end, that turned out to be a very, very good idea, but it can backfire so badly. When you're down to 10 or 12 seconds on the clock and you're trying to get a bomb plant down, I mean, all it took for Sana was to hit that flick, and suddenly you're in a very awkward 1v1 where if you try to plant the bomb, she's going to run up closer. It could backfire in a big way, but it does work out. And they've been trying this long hit for a while now, Blackdragons, and they've been stopped almost every time. But the persistency is not for nothing. It pays off at the end.
Got the chants coming out in the crowd. I absolutely love to see it, showing their support. All the fans in the audience. I see a lot of Furia jerseys out there. You'll get a chance to see those girls playing a little bit later. But of course, the support here, I believe, most likely for Blackdragons from those Furia fans.
Yeah, I have to assume. I think it's really cool that the Brazilian community, again, no one is ever going to be questioning the passion that's on that side, but seeing it sort of spread out into the Impact League, definitely very cool. 13-11. Sana smoked off. She wanted to try and go aggressive there. She was ready for it.
Denied. Bigger Keeper, they've been enjoying taking a bit of aggressive control towards B, and normally they get it for free, so it's going to give them a bit of an indication that somebody is home. This long attack not going to be coming through, at least at this stage, for Blackdragons. Playing a little bit slower. I think potentially they went to B hoping to catch that aggression and then didn't receive it.
D7 just jiggle peeking it, ready in case somebody shows up, they can drop that smoke and then just be ready for it. And I think Jenny is not that far away either, so all it takes is one good smoke. If the timing is right for it, then it should slow them down. 50 seconds. Blackdragons, if they slow down behind the smoke, they can't really keep going. Oh, she's going to move forward. This could be either a nightmare or it could be genius. She's going to show up. That's the bomb on the ground, but she's instantly traded. And there comes a little bit of utility to try and slow him down. Nice flashbangs, but it doesn't matter. Jenny actually gets a kill even from beyond the grave on Nanny. It's still a 3-on-3, and a top mid is Ada to fight Julie. And I'm not sure. The bomb, oh no, it's dropped all the way in Upper Dark.
This is so awkward. A smoke was also dropped there defensively, so they don't know what control has been taken by Bigger Keeper. They have to clear this, and that's going to allow the big squad to rotate over. That smoke, it fades towards doors as well. Only 9 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for this plant. Younger, it's all on her. She has to defend this, and Andy, she finds the kill, finds both of the kills, and denies Blackdragons.
Oh, wow. I mean, the fact that they even got into Upper Dark again to pick up the bomb is a little bit surprising. And then they almost could have had it. I think she must have stood in the Molotov in the window and just said, I'll take the damage for it, and then come running through. Absolutely well played. 13-12. Much needed round. This could go the whole distance. And now the money. It's gone for Blackdragons.
That was a huge round to win. You're absolutely correct, because now Bigger Keeper in a good position to equalize this and potentially steal this one away. It was their map pick. So they do want to be coming into this one with the win. Going to be a fast play towards short from Blackdragons. Those Tech Knights are already doing damage, but Jenny alongside Zana on the defense. These long-range angles, Zana, she's just picking them apart. Jenny chiming in as well, but Zana, it's all her. Already found 3 in the round. D7 closes it out, and they keep it fairly clean there, only losing the 1 player.
Such a significant round, this one. You don't want to get to round 30 and run out of cash, so getting around like that where you have 1 casualty, absolutely making a huge difference. 13-13, all tied up. What a great way to start the best of 3 with here. This is everything we would have hoped for.
It's fantastic because, you know, when we saw them play in that opening best of 1, it was incredibly back and forth, just like this one. But it felt like that one, you know, there was a few mistakes where there was probably too many rounds that were like, you know, pistol rounds that were stolen away. And it feels like in this one, they've come through, both teams feeling prepared, and it doesn't seem like there's too many mistakes being made per se. It's just really well executed gameplay.
Sana here, showing off that AWP. Again, she's kind of made a name for herself with that, and for good reason. 18 kills to her name at the moment. And they're setting up there. I mean, if this was going to be a long rush, they would have been ready for it. They had the 3 players set up out there. Mid, a little bit more weak at the moment, but it doesn't look like Blackdragons are going to be testing it anytime soon.
Yeah, but early utility thrown out towards the B side, keeping Bigger Keeper interested here. This is where the majority of these T side players are positioned currently. 4 of them out here towards Upper Dark. D7 playing very close quarters here, jiggling this angle. Has to be careful. She got tagged here last time she was doing this. Knows that if that AWP decides to walk in, she might lose a little bit of HP. And here comes the execute. She's going to drop that smoke. Manages to jump all the way up. Not quite able to find a kill, though. The entries are perfect from Blackdragons. They just storm into the site, and it is all theirs.
Clean entry. I would have loved to have seen that play again from D7, because the jump up on the box might actually confuse a lot of people. I assume that when you're trying to run her down, you're thinking that she will have just fallen back around the car. So if you swing for that, and she's actually shooting you from above, that could be a huge mind game right there. But a great round. I mean, this is... they've identified this Blackdragons. They feel pretty confident. And I mean, they've run into a lot of trouble along, so maybe they're just starting to realize, okay, maybe that B-bomb side is where we need to go.
It's a bit unfortunate that Bigger Keeper lose that 3rd player there as well, because you can see the money. It's not really built up for them despite winning the last couple of rounds. They've been so close. I mean, Zana will be able to drop across, so will Ada, but the rest of the squad, you know, like, Heidi, she's going to have to come into this one with maybe a bit of a shonky buy, just 3.5k, and going up against map point as well.
14-13. 22 kills on Youngha, but she's got Nani right behind her at 20 kills, so a lot of stuff is working on that side right now. They just need 2 more rounds. If they win this next one, all of the money, nearly at least, is gone on the bigger keeper side, and that could be the way that they end up losing this map if it goes that way. Youngha down the middle, just taking a look again. 3 players set up over at long to try and make sure that if there was going to be some sort of a rush there, they would have been ready for it, but Blackdragons aren't doing it.
Yeah, I love this from Blackdragons, just changing everything completely up in these final rounds, keeping bigger keeper guessing. You can see they're so worried about the B site now as well. Zana, it's all on her shoulders. 3 Ts on the other side of that wall. They're going to come around into her crosshair momentarily. Oh, she spots the barrel. So she has a bit of info here. Knows that a player was close by. Just holding the line here. An important shot. Peek, it comes through and she hits it through the edge of the wall. Fantastic. Also has a teammate here. This double setup is perfect. Not needed though. Dina's hand an opening towards the B site, and this actually forced bigger keeper to scurry, and it might be a misplay here. You can see Julie, she's going to continue to push up, and it's into an open bomb site.
Yeah, they're so sure because they've suffered a couple of losses over at the B bomb site. They wanted to quickly rotate. Now, Blackdragons, I think the only saving grace is that they might not have realized instantly. Otherwise, they could have had this bomb site almost for free. Dina goes down. It's 80 coming back with a huge double kill. Ada keeps running, and she picks up a double of her own and saves the round in spite of what absolutely looked like a big over-rotation there on the side of bigger keeper. They still managed to save the round.
It looked like Blackdragons had that one on a platter. Zana finds that fantastic opening kill, but then they just abandon their little setup there, and this was the play, I think. Ivy pushing through and finding 2 there. I mean, Ada stopping the bomb plan is huge as well, but by that point it was already into a 2v4. And now we're 14-14, both teams with a full buy. It's going to be a brawl towards long. Blackdragons finally going to be contesting it while bigger keeper do put on the defense, but they do come out with the control.
Yeah, I don't blame them for falling back from this long fight. It feels like on the CT side, if you're not completely perfectly in position once the T's start to flash their way out on long, it's probably just not worth it, and you're probably going to get caught sort of halfway in between the bomb site and the pit, and that's never really a good idea. So we'll see. 14-14. Very similar setup from Blackdragons that we've seen earlier. Ada, could she get away with it? Yeah, I think she realized that could be Youngha down in the pit.
Gotta start calling out Smoke, the Ada Smoke. She's dropped that so consistently, and it's generally panned out for her. That keeps the terrorists on lock here. They're too afraid to aggress at the moment. Have to wait for that one to fade, and that clock is slowly going to tick down. Gonna start aggressing now that it has faded. All comes down to this execute. The first smoke comes through. Incendiary dropped. Second smoke now received. Zana going to drop an incendiary off her own. All the utility raining in now. Zana close combat with that AWP. Going to fall back, but it's actually Ada that chimes in for 2. And the third from Car. Fantastic multi-kill from her. And it might have just done it. But Julie, she's going to push up and find 2 of her own. But now Goddess, she's left in the 1v3. Found the first. Doesn't know where these second 2 players are. Suspects one's over here, but it's actually not. Still has another Molotov she's found on the ground, but it's long where the peak comes through. The kill isn't found though. 10 seconds left on the clock. She's able to get up there and potentially get this bomb down. The spam from D7 doesn't quite connect with the head, but she finds it in the end. And it's going to be bigger keeper making it to map point.
Oh, what a play from Ada to pick up the triple in that one. I can't believe it. I'm really curious to see how she gets the first one of those kills, because she eventually made her way out by the car. And that was absolutely huge. 15-14. That bomb plant, though, is so important. If Blackdragons did not get that, you can subtract $800 from everyone on that side, and they'd be in a lot more trouble when it comes to the rifle. So for Goddess, I don't know how she would have won that clutch, but the fact that she even got the bomb down is so important.
It's one of those things where your IGL script, well, she is the IGL, so she's like, well, I've got to get this bomb down. I need my teammates to have the money. The selfless leader. Now it's going to enable them to at least have AKs across the board into this one. Utility's super sparse, though. Might have to go for a bit of a contact play, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Barreling down towards mid, and it's actually only the one player on the B side. Nani, she's ready here. D7, we've seen her put up a multi-kill, but she'd have to do a multi-kill and a half here to hold on. Only good for one. Jenny R, she's able to find one as well. The players, they've been brought low by both Dina and Younger. This retake, completely possible.
This could be done. You're absolutely right, but it is a fast bomb plant. DE7 did actually do a lot of damage, even if it's just the one kill, so let's just find out. Another smoke, another Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs on that bigger keeper side, so they could get the job done here. Flash to go into the wall. 80, she's thinking about going through, and Goddess, she's got the right aim. A quick trade. Jenny goes down. Ada comes through, and Goddess in the back of the bomb side. They're going to try and run her down, and they will. And with the kit on top, they'll have the time for it. What a finish here. A 16-14 victory on the opening map for Bigger Keeper.
Fantastic stuff from Bigger Keeper. They felt like they were down, but they just bounced back. Chiming against Blackdragons, staging the comeback and securing their map pick on DUST2, 16-14, and it's as close as it gets.
Absolutely, and change any one thing in this game, and it's going to turn out completely differently. So super, super impressive. Blackdragons, they could have just as well taken this one, but now they're going to have to go on and fight on that second map. So I don't know. What a way to get started. Some truly